Bengaluru, a bustling megapolis with a population of over 10 million, has grown exponentially over the last 2 decades. It is a leading name in information and technology in the world. Several leading bands from all over the world have performed in Bengaluru, and it also houses several halls where regular musical performances are held throughout the year. It has its own unique identity for Carnatic music, which has a taste amidst most of its residents. Over the years, it has had a lot of infrastructure development with posh housing complexes and several flyovers. This has given the city a modern edge in living. With the advent of such factors, there has been a marked increase in the presence of sound in our lives. The constant ringing of mobile phones and calls, a multifold increase in vehicular traffic, the roar of moving vehicles on clogged roads, and the tendency to honk has unfortunately led to noise pollution of a high degree. Added to this are the several pubs which play loud music and various local functions with loudspeakers. This has increased the quantum of sound in our day-to-day lives. At a busy marketplace, various sounds and communication plays a very important role as it indicates an activity of a thriving business forum, and it attracts a large number of shoppers. Amidst the humdrum of a busy lifestyle, there are many unfortunate, mute victims to their bustling surroundings. Furkan is one among the mute victims who suffers from hearing impairment and is vulnerable to such accidents. He cannot appreciate the revelry around him. For him, it is like an unending long silence. Mr. Arshad has been a pioneer in assessment and management of hearing impaired individuals. He has been consistently involved in transforming their lives by assisting them in their journey towards improved speech and hearing.
In most of the cases, hearing loss in children is congenital or meningitis. It can also be due to viral infections, injuries, frequent infection, insertion of foreign objects into the ear, exposure to harmful chemicals or drugs, and other associated medical and neurological disorders. One of the major causes of hearing loss is consanguineous marriages, and another common reason is exposure to noise. Hearing loss may also be inherited. In most adults, hearing loss is due to aging factor. At Hearing Healthcare Clinic, we have qualified audiologists and speech-language pathologists who conduct all possible tests to assess hearing impairment, speech and language disorders. The tests include otoacoustic emissions, or also known as OAE, is a test to check the outer hair cell functioning. Recent advancement also includes neonatal newborn OAE screening, which is done within 4 days of birth. This test has been boon to ensure an early identification and intervention of hearing impaired children. Impedance audiometry for identifying any middle ear pathology. BERA, brainstem evoked audiometry, is an objective test to identify the hearing ability. Pure tone audiometry, which identifies the degree of loss, which ranges from mild to profound, and the type of loss such as conductive, mixed or sensory neural. Once hearing impairment is diagnosed, suitable hearing aid is advised. We provide microfinance loans with 0% interest to the ones who cannot afford, and we also provide hearing aids free of cost. There are many organizations across Bengaluru which conduct speech therapy classes. However, Al Amal Early Intervention School for Young Hearing Impaired, a unit of CIS Welfare Trust, Bengaluru, is one of its kind in India. The educators here are specially trained from Bala Vidyalaya, the school for deaf children in Chennai. The pediatric population diagnosed with hearing impairment are fitted with a hearing aid and advised for intensive speech and language stimulation. The focus is on auditory therapy. Intensive training is advised between the ages of 2 and 3 years because the individual appears to be most sensitive to stimuli during this period. After puberty, the ability for self-organization and adjustment to the physiological demands of verbal behavior quickly declines. The brain gets used to this and the ability to cope up remains deficient for life. The training is very effective within 3 years of age, and the training period may be extended to another 3 years. As they begin to show good results, they are sent to mainstream school. Adults who have been deprived of such an intervention do not appreciate the fluctuation of various sounds and gradually get accustomed to communicating with sign language.
Mr. Arshad is also associated with the Starkey Hearing Foundation of the United States of America. This organization, along with Mr. Arshad, conducts frequent camps across Karnataka to identify individuals who are suffering from hearing impairment. Today, he can hear his mother calling out to him. He plays computer games along with his beloved siblings. Gets appreciation from family for being enthusiastic in all activities. Watches his favorite cartoons and yet proves to be an obedient student.
अरशद से कांटेक्ट हुआ अरशद की इंस्टीट्यूट हेयरिंग हेल्थ केयर सेंटर तो अरशद ने हमें हेयरिंग हेल्थ केयर सेंटर से वी गॉट वेरी मच कोऑपरेशन तो वहाँ पे free of cost he is providing us the therapy classes for Furqan Talha and he is now admitted to normal school जहाँ पे normal बच्चे स्कूल जाते हैं वो स्कूल जाता है and he is very much developed now. He can talk like a normal boy.
He plays in the park with his friends and feels normal like them. He enjoys his school hours and bonds with his classmates, playing pranks with childish naughtiness. Life has changed for the better. Now, he is armed with normal abilities to grow into an accomplished adult and fulfill all his dreams.
Furqan is the bona fide student of our institution from past 5 years. He is excelling both in academics and sports.
अगर आपके बच्चे को कानून की कोई परेशानी होगी तो पहले जाकर हेयरिंग हेल्थ केयर के पास दिखाइए और उससे आपको फ़ायदा मिलेगा अब और वो जो भी कहेंगे अब वो बच्चे को करिए वो ठीक हो जाएगा
ENT ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಈ ತರ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಭಯ ಇತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕಿವುಡುತನನೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೂಗ್ತನನೋ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಟ್ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅವಳು ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತರ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ
Most of the parents think that some miracle can happen. So there's no miracle can happen and there's no medicine which can cure the hearing impairment. Only suitable hearing aids and training at the right age can be given to improve the child's speech and language.
Candidates, attention! National anthem in chorus begin. Jana Gana Mana Adinayaka Jaya He Bharata